Good afternoon, Mesa. I'm Megan, and thank you for tuning in to the bi-weekly news magazine. A high school club all about watching kids shows, that's what most people think when they hear about the Anime Club. But in reality, Anime Club watches some pretty cool and creative shows. Anime isn't just kid stuff. Stefan Sleed has this look into the club based on this often misunderstood art form.
Anime is, well, that's a complicated question depending on who you ask. Generally speaking, it's just the Japanese word for animation. They like to contract and shorten things a lot. So in Japan, if you were to ask them what anime was, they would say that Frozen is anime, Tom and Jerry is anime, Avatar: The Last Airbender is anime. But for Western audiences, it generally tends to include any work of animation that is produced, written, and put together primarily by Japanese artists and directors.
Anime is an animation that's made in Japan to entertain viewers, just like how we have cartoons over here to entertain us.
Anime is Japanese animated cartoons that can be transported to America so that we can watch it. And you can watch it for sub or dub so that you can just enjoy watching it.
Yeah, so I started sponsoring the Anime Club partially because they needed a new sponsor, and I want to say it was Mr. Kurth who essentially heard because of my nerdy conversation that I like anime and that I'm really interested in it, and we thought that I'd probably be a good sponsor for the club. So when I first started here at Mesa Ridge, I took over and invited the kids to come to my room to watch anime during lunch, and it's just grown and continued from there. I mean, we watch anime really. It's every episode is about 22 minutes, so every lunch period we get about an episode of a show in. We alternate on Tuesdays and Thursdays between what shows we're watching. We've been trying to get a more extensive, maybe over the weekend get-together going, but people's schedules and stuff can be a little complicated. So in the future, we'd like to factor in some games and some movie marathon type activities, but for now, we just watch episodes of cartoons during lunch.
We talk about anime, we decide what shows we want to watch, we watch the shows that we vote on, and we just have a lot of fun.
So what we do is we accept almost everyone, and then we talk about literally anything and die from whatever we're watching because it's the stupidest thing ever, but it's amazingly funny to watch.
All sorts. I have the kids vote on the shows that they're going to watch. Of course, we can't watch anything that's too weird or out there or graphic. But for the most part, I just assemble a list of whatever is either currently airing that's pretty popular or past shows that have a lot of critical acclaim that I think the kids will be interested in. I review anime for a job, so I'm pretty knowledgeable when it comes to what's good, what's not so good, and I also try to keep things as diverse as possible. I don't want us to just watch one show over and over again. So we watch sci-fi, we watch comedy, we watch goofy romances, we watch weird, intense dramas. It runs the gamut.
Everything like comedy, slice of life, action, drama, romance, hopefully.
So we watch every genre, but like, to be honest, a good genre would be like psychological or horror because it's interesting, and we also do so much romance and slice of life. Slice of life, it's just because it's chilling and it's just so funny. And comedy, like, that's just top notch.
I mean, if you're asking me personally, I just think anime is really cool. You know, it's a different kind of story. It has more, the themes and the topics that it discusses are really unique to the Japanese perspective a lot of times. So if you're interested in other cultures, if you're interested in learning other languages, if you're interested in just, you know, engaging with a kind of story that isn't the same old that you get here in the West, I think it's a really cool opportunity to experience really new and different forms of entertainment. Plus, the kids are pretty cool.
I think they should join to, well, get a break from all their classes from the beginning, and they'll get this relaxing feeling when they move on from lunch, and they'll just have fun while watching.
It's really fun. You get to bond with people, you get to watch shows together and laugh and smile and have fun, and it's a good breather from school. It's during lunchtime, so you get to just relax during those times.
I think it's just super fun to hang out with everyone and see how everyone's all smiling, and it's also just fun to see something different and enjoy watching different people laugh or cry or have romance on the screen, even though it's cartoons, but it's just interesting. It's like a book, but cartoon and animated.
Is science important to you? Well, it's definitely important to Mr. Welch. Tune in to see why Mr. Welch believes science is important. He might just change your mind. Kevin Roberts has this up-close and personal conversation with Mr. Welch.
I teach science and this year just biology. I believe science is a core subject because it relates to so many other different fields, relates to so many other different subjects. It's really about having a scientific mind and understanding how to solve problems and work your way through difficulties, which translates to every other field, every job, every experience that you'll have in life. The section that we cover in class in science at the biology level would probably be evolution, just because the history of the earth, the history of the planet, the history of where we came from and where other species came from is an amazing and in-depth subject area and somewhat controversial sometimes, but it really makes you dig deep, find evidence that shows that, you know, where we came from, how we came from certain things, and it's an investigation process instead of just here's the facts, but we are always gathering more information about it, and it's pretty mind-blowing type of content. Other than what I'm currently doing, no, I at one point was a wildlife officer, and that was very science related, very biology related, wildlife biology specifically. It was super interesting. It was a lot of fun, a lot of freedom, met a lot of people, got to do a lot of different things. That was exciting, and but other than this, that would probably be the only thing at this point in life that I would be interested in doing again. To me, it's extremely important because, as I tell my classes, I know that the majority of students aren't going to become scientists or biologists, but having a way of solving problems, having a way to critically think through things, having a way to look at something or a story you see on the news or something that you hear in the hallway or on social media and saying that I have to fact check that. I need to know if this is actually true, and how do I go about doing that? How do I find resources that are factual instead of just saying, oh, that's true, I go with it, I believe it, but actually questioning things and being curious about things and not taking everything you see at face value, but going and finding the answer yourself. And that's really, to me, what science is all about.
Are you playing a sport and trying to keep your grades up, but your life is just missing that special ingredient you just can't figure out? It's money. This video will dive into the lives of people who can manage all of that. It will help you cope with managing school, sports, and a job all at the same time. Drake Stevens talks with some of these overachievers here at Mesa
So my name is Eric Hyten. I'm a junior at Mesa Ridge High. Usually after school, I do marching band, and then sometimes after marching band, I have my job, which consists of me working at Walmart.
Hi, I'm Christina. I'm a sophomore and I work at Schnitzel Fritz.
Alicia Garcia. I work at Walmart. I go to Mesa Ridge High School in 11th grade, and I play baseball.
It honestly just depends on like what kind of situation or topic you're dealing with. Marching band or anything, just balancing like jobs or anything, just make time for everything that you can, because sometimes it's gonna get really tough. But you know, just keep a high attitude, persevere through everything.
The recommendation I'm gonna give you is don't really suck yourself into work. Like balance your things out that you're trying to do.
No, it's actually really easy.
Yes, it is very difficult because you have really no free time doing your sport that you love. So you really got to make time for what you do, and you still got to make out time for work.
Nothing really motivates me, just do it.
What motivates me is going to work every day with a positive attitude and trying to get as much work in doing baseball as I can during off season.
It's not very much free time, so I go to school every weekday, and then most of those weekdays after marching band, which ends at like 6 o'clock, I go to my job, work there till about 9-ish, and then come home, do homework, and then go to sleep.
I actually have a lot because I don't really work that much. I just work on the weekends.
For me, I really don't have a lot of free time because on the days that I'm off, I go to the gym a lot. I go outside and play baseball as much as I can. And on my days I do work, I just go to work.
I would recommend it. Sometimes it helps you create or generate a work ethic, if you say.
If you think you can handle it, because I know sometimes it can be hard, but I think they should because it helps them learn more about life and how to handle things. If they want to do it, then do it.
I think other people who are willing to do this and willing to put in the work should do this. It's not for everybody, so.
Did you know there are 121 staff members here at Mesa? That's right, from teachers to secretaries and many more. Salvador Gonzalez introduces us to Mr. Naylor, an educational assistant for the SPED department. Check it out.
Sean Naylor, educational assistant at Mesa Ridge High School. I was born and raised in Colorado Springs. My favorite food is chicken wings. My favorite movie is probably Remember the Titans. It's changed from when I was growing up. Growing up in the 80s, my favorite movie was The Goonies. My favorite genre of music is old school R&B hip hop. The best part about being an EA is watching the students grow. In order to become an EA, you need training such as CPI training, which helps us in crisis, or CPR first aid. What brought me to Mesa Ridge was wanting to get back into education and working with children. Something I would suggest about being an EA is that it's not for everyone. Have a desire to want to work with children and all different kinds of children in order to be an educational assistant. Some of my hobbies are spray art, t-shirts with spray paint, and then also tiles, and I write. What other schools have I been to? Well, when I graduated college, I started out as a physical education teacher at a school called Globe Charter School in District 11. And then I went through several different jobs, and then I came to Mesa Ridge.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into our bi-weekly news video magazine. Remember, our email is kmrg@wsd3.org, and don't forget to add us on our Snapchat and Instagram at kmrg.grizzlies. Thanks for watching and have a great day, Mesa.